Hello and welcome back to another lovely edition of How Not to Adventure. I'm Rob. I'm the paladin asshole. We've got Josh as not Jibblewick. We've got Doug as Nagash, the weirdo wearing a mask. Chris is our DM, and he's going to do as a lovely bit of feedback and recapping.
So the events of last episode were rather interesting, with the whole party nearly dying to one kobold.
I was fine, for the record.
Yeah, you were fine. That's why I said nearly the whole party, not the whole party.
True. Sorry.
So where we last left off, our adventurers had discovered a village that was connected via a cavern to the mines that they'd been sent to clear of kobolds. This village was utterly deserted upon investigation, and when they entered the hut of the village chieftain, they discovered a large pile of what can only presumably be the locals in corpse fashion, along with their leader slain, pinned to a chair by a very large sword. We return to this scene now, I suppose. Gentlemen.
That was excellently done. You finished just in time for the music to fade out as well. Well done. Well played. Round of applause for Chris.
Fucking hero. Look at me go.
That's just 10 out of 10. Yeah. We might as well stop now, because that's honestly going to be the peak of the episode.
Cool. Yeah, see you tomorrow. I'm going to the pub then.
Right, so you missed out a couple of things that happened.
Did I?
Yeah, we've leveled up.
That one.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I did forget that.
Yeah, I'm now a solid level 2. Rocking an armor class nigh unbeatable. Well, technically not, but 19. Because I chose a good fighting style and I have a shield. And yeah, I'm Brickard now. I've now got 24 hit points as well, which I think is still like double everyone else, like especially Nagash, because he's a bit of a wimp.
Need a wimp.
Yeah.
He didn't even contest it.
No, he didn't.
It's because he's a fucking wimp.
Because he's a fucking wimp. It's true.
Well, that's been fun.
And he's not even rising to fucking, like,
he's just
argue the point.
No, he's just accepting that his character is a absolute
fucking
wuss. It's almost as if he's not paying any attention to what we're saying. But of course, that wouldn't be the case.
Mean, Austin.
So here we are in a room full of corpses, ready to crack on.
No, he's not.
4 hours later.
All right. So we're on the impression that the village was attacked by other kobolds, the ones we've been fighting. Also, there was a dwarf called John who died quite suddenly. And really, it's just going to be a big barrel of great times for everyone involved. I've got a poleaxe as well, by the way. Don't forget about my magical laser poleaxe, which
yes,
I'm
sorry that and a shield.
What are you talking about? No, that's fine. This is on my back. I'm not using it. I don't know how to use it yet. Well, I know how to use it as a poleaxe.
Oh yeah, like the artifact one. I remember now. Like it was last week.
It was last week. What are you talking about? Why would you suggest it's not last week when it was?
Yeah, that seems like a very strange suggestion there. Like, we literally played last week.
Yeah, this isn't like when we did.
This isn't like when we did last week, when last week actually meant 6 months ago.
Yeah, there was a right. So we got hi Gigalinks. We had a fight with some kobolds, and one of them had a poleaxe, which is literally an axe on a big pole, and it was being powered by blue magic. And it took down half this team, other than me, because I'm Brickard and well cool and handsome and all of that jazz. And I took it off one of the corpses, and I need to slowly figure out how it works so that I can have my very own blue magic laser poleaxe. There you go. There's your update for you.
Awesome.
But I'm also quite... Well, I'm not dumb in this game, or in real life. Well, maybe. But it's taking me a while to figure out. So...
I mean... Yeah. So,
So what can we see from where we are?
Other than corpses.
I mean, I described this last episode, but yeah, what you can see so far in the room that you're standing in, you're in quite a large...
outside of the room. So we've just travelled, obviously, up towards this village. Is there anything behind it? Is there any source of light or anywhere to go? I remember what the room looked like and all of the corpses.
Well, I mean, we literally left off with you guys stood in the hall without actually doing anything. Are you asking me to describe sort of the surroundings of the village itself outside the village?
I peer out of a window and look to see what there is.
It's a fucking jungle out there. Literally.
I'm gonna dive right into this pile of corpses, as I'm wont to do, and give it a good old investigation.
Oh, I thought you were going to go somewhere completely different. Like
so did I. I was foreseeing him like literally
just
diving
down.
in, 2 hands first, like a fucking tramp on chips.
That's well, I fucked out, didn't I?
Oh dear, you've done terribly. I haven't even done the magical reveal of the dice roller yet.
What's the percent?
I don't know what the percent. Oh, I see what's done.
Yeah.
There we go, an 18.
So, okay, you're investigating the corpse pile.
Yes.
Okay, so again, as I said, diving into the corpse pile like a tramp on chips, literally like a fucking what's his name? That swimmer. Sorry, the diving champion. You're in it. You're in that corpse pile, and rooting around, you find a fuck ton of kobold corpses. They all appear to be marked in the same way, as in like their tribal tattoos are all similar. They all have very much the same stylistic inflection. There's no odd ones out, if that makes any sense. Most of them have been stripped and are like... It kind of looks like people have been setting this up to be turned into a bonfire.
Are you sure it wasn't some kind of... Like they interrupted some kind of weird kinky orgy? And they were just getting into a big dog pile?
Most of them, if not all of them, are in fact dead.
Yeah, but prior to that...
That must be a pretty kinky orgy.
Like a kinky suicide orgy, you know.
Yeah.
One Nagash likes.
They're definitely not there for an orgy.
Okay, fair enough. You can never be too sure, though. Kobolds, am I right, lads? And I nudge Brother Malk in the side, going, huh? Huh? Kobolds? Huh?
I smirk and then shrug him off quite quickly.
Oh, that's very rude.
So, yeah, continuing your investigation, it's pretty clear by like the blood tracks on the floor. The corpses have been dragged in from all corners of the village. And again, as you dig through, you find like stacks of wood, and here and there are parts of what look like accelerants, fire accelerants, oils, that sort of thing. So yeah, it looks like someone was setting this place up to be a bonfire, and they were interrupted.
Perhaps by us.
That's pretty much it from the... Say again?
Perhaps by us, when we...
Perhaps by you?
Unstealthily...
Are we able to determine, like, if the bodies are fresh, if you know what I mean? I know obviously we don't have the intelligence to be able to tell the time of death, but... Like,
speak for yourself.
You could do a nature check if you want.
I'll do a nature check.
Sorry, yeah, Doug, continue before we do the nature check.
I was going to say, could I do a medicine check to try and ascertain the time of death?
Yeah, if you... Well, yeah, we'll go with the medicine check rather than nature, because that seems
that's
more
fine.
and more directed.
Roll. It's okay.
I would like to do a religion check to see how they died. Personally, I think you're being quite rude and offensive to my.
Another 18.
God, that makes up for last week.
Yeah. It's going to be
Wait till we
18s all the
need
way,
high
boys.
rolls.
So you check a fair few of the corpses. Obviously, you're not exactly in the know of kobold anatomy beyond the fact that there's blood inside them and they go "Ugh," when you stab them.
I do know about death, though.
You do know about death, yeah. Using your knowledge of how corpses work, I suppose a little bit of entomology and those sort of death-related skills, you judge that they've been dead for a couple of hours. They were probably dead before you arrived at the mine, based on your calculations.
Before we even pretended to be Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies.
Before you even pretended to be Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies.
I
Especially
like
as
to
we did
reference
have a
that
long
every
rest.
episode because it
You had a short rest, but yes.
No, I thought we had a long
No, we
rest.
had a long rest as well. Eventually,
I'm pretty sure you only had a short one.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong. Actually,
Oh yeah, you had the long rest inside the thing, didn't you?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went back to the
Yes,
storeroom.
even including that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, is there another outside of the dead building, full of all the corpses? Is there another? Obviously, there's the way we came in.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another entrance/exit that we should be
To the
aware of?
village?
I can do a roll for it. Yeah, to the
Or
village.
sorry, into the building or into the village?
Into the village in general.
Well, yes, there's like the main path out into the jungle. Although to be fair, it's literally like a forest. It's not like you have to
Literally
stick to
like
an
a
exact
jungle.
path.
Okay.
There's no
Well,
like
could I
street or
could I use
boulevard.
perception
It's
to
just-
try and, or nature, I suppose, try and ascertain which direction they were most likely to have travelled in from?
What, the attacking party?
Yeah, there'd be broken twigs and shit.
Yeah,
Trampled grass.
So yeah, you can certainly give it a go. A little bit of tracking.
Never mind.
You look out into the jungle and you see leaves and trees.
Boys, it's a jungle out there. Be careful. and that's
Wasn't there like a king who was dead as well?
Yes,
yeah, with a sword
yes.
for him.
Sitting up in his little throne of animal bones and assorted crap is the kobold chieftain with a sword, spearing him through the chest, pinning him to the chair.
When Nagash was going through the mountain of corpses, did he go through this corpse? Have we checked the body?
No, he specified the corpse pile.
I
So he
would
went
like to have a little
balls deep
move
in that.
around the king.
Okay.
I would. What's this investigation?
Yes.
A good old negative roll. I'll take it.
That's a
That's
good
not too bad.
15, and you got that with a -1. So
Yeah.
well played.
So you investigate the corpse of the chieftain, and altogether he's not actually all that remarkable. He's very similar to,
God damn it.
in terms of coloration, and I haven't finished yet. Stop you goddamns before I finish the bloody description.
Ugh.
He's very much.
DMs, am
He's
I
not
right?
particularly. He's not a particularly larger kobold, or doesn't seem like there's anything special about him in terms of like why he'd be picked out rank-wise above the others. In fact, to some degree, in just like the rest of the kobolds, he seems rather malnourished. The sword that is spearing him to the chair is distinctly ornate. You could almost imagine it being something that a knight would carry, or some other higher-ranking official. It's certainly not a peasant sword.
Oh!
Is it a
Push him out of the way.
one-handed sword?
Say again?
Is it a one-handed sword?
Yes.
I would like to pick up the sword and have a little look.
Okie dokie.
Is he really strong enough to just pull it straight
Anyone
out?
else
I reckon this is like a
wants to
sword
go?
and a stone kind of thing.
Yeah, actually, let's go with a strength check and a constitution saving throw, please.
Oh. No, that's all right. I don't want to. No.
A bit late now, you've already said you want to do it.
Right. Okay. Spelling wrong 3 times in a row.
More like
So
3
that's-
times in a roll.
Ooh, all right. That's the
So
strength.
that's your strength check.
No,
and it's-
that's without the D.
So it's just
Lol.
roll 20 plus 1.
All right.
That's still not too bad. And the
Well
constitution
done.
saving throw, please.
This is the one you fail.
Got +1 on there. Is that roll wrong again?
You know, there's a shortcuts list on the right-hand side. You can just like go to the most recent chat lines and just repeat like D20s.
I mean, you
and
can
stuff.
press up, like literally press up on your D-pad, and it'll,
Okay.
it'll redo the most recent one you've done.
I will be
Okay.
doing that in the future.
So, you take 5 damage as a, like, essentially bolt of lightning shoots up your arm as you grab and pull at the sword. You do, however, pull it free of the kobold. So as you pull it free, the lightning arcs all around, eventually grounding itself in the floor. But the damage is done.
I look cool though, right?
Should have been wearing rubber shoes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
So-
lightning just went everywhere, and I'm still perfectly fine. And neither of you are impressed by this matter.
Well, I take, you know, you're perfectly fine isn't something you could say after taking 5 damage. I feel like you're reacting as if you've stubbed your toe quite severely. Although, actually, what's your max hit points these days? Since you
it's
leveled.
17 since we leveled up, but
So
now I'm down to 12.
Yeah, see, that's actually... That's like 30 damage
Really?
almost. It's not.
Whatever,
You're not fine.
shield boy. Now tell me,
Whatever,
what have I won?
shieldy. Well, would you like to, I say investigate? Would you like to have a look at the sword? It's.
Yeah,
I mean, I've already described it once. It's.
Yeah, no,
it's
I know what
got
it
a
looks-
nobleman's sword.
I'd like to know its stats though, if that's cool.
Well,
Are you smart enough to know them?
Am I
Excuse me.
throwing my other short sword to the floor in disgust upon my new?
well, I mean, are you not worried that you might get electrocuted again?
No, I'm not.
I'm not worried he might get electrocuted again, for the record.
Fair enough.
I figured I was.
You've got to wait until he
I'm
passes
not
out from
holding-
being electrocuted and pick it up off him.
Absolutely. I'm going to take that sword.
Okie dokie. I'll send you the stats for it on the.
For the record, I am still holding the sword, am I not?
Yes, you are still holding the sword.
So,
But,
as for getting electrocuted again, would that not have already happened?
well, as I said, it's grounding itself into the floor. It's not particularly. It's like the lightning seems to have been a kind of one-off trap sort of thing. You know,
Okay.
whoever picks it out gets a nice. What's the word?
Surprise.
Yeah, pretty much. I was going to go like a taser style thing, but that works too.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so he's got himself a
Bear with
fancy
me.
sword. It's unfortunately, I'm getting the impression, not a lightning sword, which shoots lightning
It
every
is
time he
not.
uses it. So Dalton is immediately less interested, it's got to be said. Um,
Caressing his.
he's
pole.
also disappointed that it didn't turn out to be a sword similar to one his old friend in a different campaign, Jibblewick, had. Which,
Yeah, it is certainly not one of those.
which had
Unfortunately, it
sheer
is.
control.
Fancy short sword.
Yeah, I had to come up with a name quickly. Fucking sue me.
Oh, what? Damn it! All right.
I'm also
Series where I'm really not very good at planning. I mean, I've planned out the overall campaign. I'm just really bad at planning the little minute details.
Right.
Anyway,
Well,
Dalton also wonders
I-
where his lightning lightsaber sword went from the last season, but he must have lost it
I'll
on the
sold it
put
boat.
to make-
that back in my bag and pick
sold
up
it to
my
get
original
your.
short sword.
You get to get your scroll of pedigree.
I already had that. I'm the best
Sold it
nobleman
to
you've
get a
ever
new
seen.
one.
Best nobleman you've ever seen. All right, cool.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll
So
put
you've
that
got
in my
a-
bag and
got a
I'll
fancy
my-
short sword.
other short sword, which was better.
What's your other short sword got? What's the stats on that?
1d6 plus 2. and then it's got +4.
Why have you got +2 on it?
Because I have.
Where did you get it from?
I'm doing it on the app, and that was the first item I got.
Oh, where it says +1, you add that to whatever your plus was to start with.
Oh, so it's basically
It's essentially +3, if that makes sense. In your case, because you've got +2 because it's already you know how to fucking use it.
gotcha.
Whereas when you have a +1 weapon, you get +1 to your proficiency, so it's 3 rather than 2.
All right, I'm also gonna name the sword in the future, just not yet.
Cool. Okay. What are we gonna do? Or what are you guys gonna do? I've explained the situation. I've told you what's happening. Also, when you pull the sword out, the little kobold emperor, whatever he is,
Comes back to life. No.
magically reanimates. No, he slumps over, because you've just pulled out the only thing that was holding him up. Yeah. And being trapped and held, I say trapped, being held up by a lightning sword, or a sword at least imbued with some embodiment of lightning, he kind of crumples into a little heap and then evaporates into dust.
Literally everything he was wearing evaporates. There's nothing left over. A scroll or
He goes
convenient clue.
full infinity. He goes full Infinity War.
These are spoilers. I haven't seen it yet. It's not true. I've seen it many times.
I genuinely haven't seen it.
Pathetic.
Absolutely pathetic at this point. Jesus.
Okay, well, I'm still inclined personally to wander out randomly into the jungle to look for the other kobolds who are causing such a ruckus.
Oh yeah, much ruckus, such discourse.
Seems unlikely that I'm going to be able to figure out which direction they went in, personally. But maybe someone else could. Maybe someone
Maybe
with
the
a
person with the intelligence.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's really more of a survival check, which I guess so.
I mean, you could always go
sure.
back to camp. It's
I can roll a survival happily.
Unless you allow me to persuade the jungle to reveal which direction they went in.
just standing next to a tree. Hey, buddy, can you tell me where the fucking things went?
I'll roll for survival.
I mean, I've got a +4, so I have confidence on that.
+4, and I've done it first. Aha!
Well, fair enough then.
Nice. Okay, so you're trying to track some kobolds, yeah? Or
Yeah.
or
Well,
are you
that's
just
what I was
searching
trying to
for
do, at
tracks
least.
in general?
Tracks in general.
Okay, so you essentially potter around the clearing, checking all of the surrounding vegetation, and you make out three definite areas of interest. The first one seems to be like the main, what you could say is entrance to the village, although it's not it's part of a jungle. It's not like like I said earlier, it's not like it's a boulevard that's cut out in stone or anything. It just seems to be the most used path in and out. There's not a lot of like vegetation there. It's all been walked over, that sort of thing. Other than that, you find, and obviously on that main path, there's dozens and dozens of overlapping and overwritten sets of tracks of kobolds. You find the second of the three tracks seems to be a lot less active. Maybe you're not sure, obviously, because you haven't actually gone down this pathway yet. You're not sure what it leads to or what it is. There's a couple of overlapping sets of tracks. Most of them, kobold in origin. There's a couple that seem to be animal tracks. Most of these animal tracks are beside the kobold tracks. They don't tend to be like on top of each other. And the third set, or the third track that you find, the third interest area, Doesn't look like kobold, but you're not exactly sure what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do we think? Like, I think the first one, obviously, that's taking us back. So let's leave that alone, given that we've just had a proper rest as it is and leveled up. Second one, animals with kobolds just makes me think they're like pack masters or something. Third one intrigues me. What about you guys?
Yeah. I like the weird one.
The weird one, the third one, yeah.
All right, well, there we go then. Decisions made.
Decision made.
We each take a different way.
And you all die horribly, alone in the jungle, surrounded with nothing but animals and fear of tapeworms. You all get a tapeworm and die.
Aww.
Dalton especially, he gets 4.
Aww, I want 4 tapeworms.
He has a tapeworm inside a tapeworm. It was crazy.
Sounds like more of a problem for the tapeworm than me.
Someone gets bitten by a horsefly. Shit days were had by all.
That happened to a colleague of mine. There's been someone I've worked 2 weeks now. But yeah,
I'm currently working like on a sheep farm, and we get horseflies in the workshop all day, every day. But on the other hand, the guy that I work with is really good at catching them and keeping them alive. So we feed them to one spider in the corner. It's fucking huge. It's a house spider that's as big as my thumb. It's great.
Ugh.
Anyway, back on to the story.
Back on track,
A giant horsefly out of nowhere.
Fucking horseflies, man.
Although I would say, narratively, would we follow the strange tracks or would we follow the kobold tracks?
Well, I don't know. It's
Do you
your
not
narrative.
presume that the kobolds have a greater enemy here? And I thought what we said earlier is that we had to clear the mine. It wasn't just clearing the kobolds, and that's why we're still going. Otherwise, we would have just killed those few kobolds we saw earlier.
Well, what we've learned in clearing the mine is that other kobolds have been causing a ruckus. The regular kobolds, the locals, don't appear to have done anything wrong. There are still some bad mamma jammers out there
technical term.
that we need to find and stop. Otherwise, they'll just keep returning to the caves to steal the magical blue rocks, and that'll make everybody sad.
I mean, has that been explicitly stated yet?
What, that they'll return?
Well, I'm not saying shit. No, I'm just saying, has that been... I'm not going to say shit. Right, what's your choice, guys? Which one of the 3 are you going for?
I still think the third one.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go with the group.
Okay.
You can lead them.
I lead the way. I move forward cautiously, keeping my eyes peeled, and roll a 17 to ensure so.
What was this roll for? Just keeping your eyes peeled as you walk through.
For traps and shit.
I mean...
In general.
Okay. So you follow the tracks.
See, there weren't any traps because I rolled a 17. Joke's on you.
There weren't any traps anyway. You start following the tracks. And as you progress, the route seems to take you on a really winding path. It's like as you walk in through, you realize that you've gone north, then you go east, then you go west a bit, then you go north again, then south. It literally, it almost seems like you're walking in circles to some degree. And after a bit of time, obviously it's like as you're progressing, the day starts to wear on, and it's getting towards evening. You keep following the path, still circling. It's starting to get, it almost feels like you've walked around the same area more than once.
Do I start to recognize trees?
Yeah, you start to pick out a few trees here and there that you've definitely walked past. And before you realize it, it's nighttime. And
No, it's night time if we're in the cave.
huh?
Are we not still in the cave?
No,
It's like you haven't been listening for the last 40 minutes, mate.
God.
No,
You walked-
we left the cave. The
Last
village
episode.
wasn't in a cave.
Here I am, still thinking we're in a cave. Right?
You've made yourself a cave to be in. Like you're walking around with 2 bits of stone over your head. Like we're still in the cave, guys.
Some sense of realization of where we are hits me, and I have a gawping mouth and stargazed eyes.
It's because you're wearing that stupid fedora again, and you can't quite
No,
see
it's a
up.
pirate hat still, and I still have the spirit of an enraged pirate in my body. So, yeah.
I would like one of you to make a perception check for me.
11.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't quite notice the big black bastard thing that jumps out of the bushes at you as you walk past its like nest for the 4th time in a row. And
It's a bear.
I'd like you all.
A bear in a
I'd
nest.
like-
It's an owlbear.
Yeah.
It's a panda.
Albert, I'd like you all to roll initiative for me, please.
I'd just like to point out,
Hmm.
I can never be surprised,
Oh yeah, you've mentioned that before. To be fair,
and
You
I
can never
don't.
be surprised.
I don't grant advantage to hidden creatures or anything.
Why can't you be surprised? Is it just because you're
I took a feature called Alert.
okay? So you literally stand there going, "Hmm,
I'm just
everything's an
really-
enemy."
Yeah, which is why I get an initiative thing as well.
I see. Fair enough.
meanwhile, Dalton, who can be surprised, rolled a 19
Is.
anyway. So big whoop.
Okay, so
I'm
we got.
actually quite startled by the situation. And
Well,
all
you're
of
still surprised by the fact you're not in a cave, so you're probably focusing elsewhere.
that- I should probably have disadvantage for this.
I think I might give you that anyway. That'll be fun. And
19.
cool. So, whilst you're all, well, apart from one of you, completely oblivious to the thing, and in fact, you're still oblivious to it. You just, it jumps out and you go, "Huh, that's a thing."
Well, I noticed and made sure that Malk and Dalton were in between me and it. I just
Fair
sort
enough.
of subtly walked in such a way that they were in between.
That's fine by me, to be honest. I mean,
Okay.
I'm Brickard,
So-
so
Brickard. Okay.
I mean,
so-
I didn't bother mentioning it to them. But yeah,
you bastard.
so
I
in
know.
other
it's
words,
the
you're
first
saying
time.
Oh my
Happy
fucking
walking.
Christ!
your character noticed it like 4 rounds ago as we walked past it over and over again,
Yes.
but was too fucking dumb to do anything about it, is what you're telling us.
I wouldn't say dumb. He just
Just doesn't give a shit.
Didn't think it was important.
Anyway, whilst you're all fucking arguing about each other and, asking who should have told who what, the panther jumps out of the bush and smashes Brother Malk right in the fucking face with a 7. because
Are
it
we
doesn't
being attacked
actually
by a
smash
black
him in the face.
panther?
You are, in fact, being attacked by a black panther.
Are you just trying to get like the pop culture references in here, or what? Are you trying to get those?
No, I'm trying to think of fucking animals that live in a jungle.
Okay.
I mean, I can throw an octopus at you if you'd like.
I feel like I've got a better chance against an octopus, so please.
Probably do. It's only challenge level 0.
All right, we'll bring
Why am
on.
I hit for 7 again?
Do you want to kill a whale while you're at it? You're not hit for 7. That's its attack. Like, is your AC 7? I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, it's 14.
Cool. So in that case, because it
Whose
failed,
turn?
it's Nagash's turn.
Success.
Oh shit! I should go back down because I've. Where's that? Where was it?
I'm gonna use my new, seemingly really overpowered spell, and I create a shard of ice in my hand and fling it at the creature.
Okay.
In the background,
Ah!
he's as cool as ice.
25!
Whoa.
So
Holy
you roll a
shit.
crit. Okay. So that's the full damage plus. Well, it's 2 damage dice if I remember correctly.
Oh.
So 17 plus
Whoa.
your 1d4
Whoa.
for the
Jesus.
little magic ball.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target. You need to do a dexterity check now.
Right. Okay. 1d20. Boom.
No, I'm
No.
afraid not.
Shame.
It then explodes for an extra 2d6 for another 9.
So you throw this magical shard of ice at the poor wild animal that's done nothing wrong, and essentially spear it to a fucking tree, and then explode it. It's like ground beef at this point, or ground panther, whatever you want to call it. It's dead, Dave.
Then I say, look out. See, I had my eye on it the whole time. I had planned the whole thing. That's why it was so successful.
Excellent. And then 4 owlbears come out because they killed their friend. Oh, God.
All right. Well, there you go. So
You solved my panther
we
puzzle.
walked around for a while, and then we found a panther, and
Yeah, I was really expecting that to last more than one fucking turn.
Well, we shouldn't
Kind of.
mess with Nagash.
Yeah. Cool. Back on the track.
10
So
feet
we-
further down, you're attacked by a.
More
Two
panthers.
So
Oh.
are we still doing laps of the jungle? Or are we going to go a different path?
Well, I mean, you can choose to do a different path if you want, or you can keep trying to do laps and hopefully find the way.
Oh, so the prints weren't panther tracks.
No.
Oh.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, not that you'd know now, because you fucking blew its feet to Kingdom Come.
There might be a foot somewhere laying around here.
I feel like we've got good odds of continuing to walk around aimlessly, to be honest.
Continue to walk around aimlessly, you do, for the next hour and a half, and we can just start
Some-
stream there.
Somebody check for more tracks.
16, I say.
I mean,
You don't actually look. You just say.
No, but
I mean, you're following the tracks, and as you wander around for the 9th time in a row. Again, it's nighttime, so you're really going to have to try hard on this one. In fact, because it's nighttime, I'm going to say you're at disadvantage finding the track.
all right, that's fine. But I'm also lighting a torch, so and Nagash is gonna brighten it for me.
Oh yes, I use control flames to make it twice as bright, or whatever it does. Yes.
Perfect. Does that keep me with disadvantage?
I mean, it's still pretty hard to find shit like that, but
All right. So am I keeping? Is 16 my first roll, or do I get a second roll?
say
Like,
again?
do I get 2 more rolls?
It's just roll one more, and we'll take it out of there.
All right. 16 it was.
Okay. Awesome. So you are busy, wandering around the tracks, and you notice that at some point, how to describe it? the track you're on seems to have turned into a circle. And as you go around it a few times, you notice that out in the jungle on one side of the track, there just seems to be like a little area that's been disturbed. Almost like someone has has moved themselves to another track without interrupting the in-between jungle, the intervening area.
Oh,
Either by like jumping or climbing, or they've got themselves onto another. They've started a new track a little bit further away.
yeah, the tracks end, but they quite obviously continue further up. But there's a missing portion.
Well, not so much. I mean, the track you're on is a circle. It's literally going around in a circle now. It's just that they've sort of. It almost seems like they've made the track a circle on purpose, and then like scarped it in a different direction.
Like a big panther trap.
Yeah. Also, your massive torch attracts some swarms of insects. So roll dexterity. Roll your initiative again, please.
I wasn't surprised.
Well, I mean, you're the one that you helped light it, so you shouldn't be. It's your damn fault.
Insects. I knew it.
I mean, you are in the jungle, guys.
12.
But we've got fun and
is that
games.
9, 7, and 12.
Yep. Do you think I have blood still? I haven't really thought about that very much.
I mean, they might not be bloodsuckers, to be fair.
I suppose so.
They might just be, angry fuckers who see light when it should be nighttime.
Well, there you go then. I like more torches.
All the torches. Okay, so as you're, busy searching the tracks, the insects have kind of coalesced around you over time. Just there's more and more and more of them. It's the point where, it's starting to get dangerous with how many there are, and eventually they essentially just go into attack mode and start biting. And the first one of the biggest areas of insects, you notice that they're sort of forming into 3 balls of insect swarm, if that makes sense. They're coalescing into 3 bigger balls of area. Balls. One of them goes after Brother Malk. Again, he's been the target. Actually, no. One of them goes after Dalton because he's carrying the torch.
No,
so it makes sense.
No. I'm carrying multiple torches.
Carrying
juggling them.
The biggest torch. Nom 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 nom. So they are gonna bite you.
They're gonna try.
Bite you real good. Or they're not going to bite you real good because they're inept.
I just stand there going, "What?"
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're what? Insects trying to bite through chainmail.
Yeah.
The next is Nagash.
Do you remember that? I just had in mind. Do you remember that 1990 film, The Mummy, starring
Yes.
Brendan Fraser?
Yes,
Yeah, not the
quite
new
well.
one starring
Kind of
Tom
well.
Cruise.
Do you remember when the mummy guy is like, because he's like sucking the life out of people?
Yeah.
And,
Are you wanting to get yourself a swarm of insects? Is that what you're saying?
No. You remember when he's sort of halfway through and he looks kind of normal, but there's like a rotting hole in his face,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them scarab things crawls through, and then he just chews it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, I remember that scene.
That's what I do.
You chew a bug.
Yeah.
not necessarily attack the swarm of insects, just chew a bug.
Oh no, I'm gonna attack as well. I just did that for
Comedic effect.
But can we see that because you're wearing a mask?
Yeah. I
Oh
was
no,
just about to say that.
you can't.
You can just
see my
hear.
face.
How did the bug get into the vicinity of your face if you're wearing a mask?
Through the eye hole.
Yeah, Rob. Figure it out.
This all seems very impractical. Sometime. Alright, do double attack.
Is the jungle close to us?
You're in it.
As in, is it like dense, or is it like quite airy?
It's jungle. I don't think there's ever been a jungle described that is airy.
Because
I think an airy jungle tends to be called a forest.
I think it's different trees, isn't it?
Because Control Flame says I can instantly expand the flames in like 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But it says provided that there's like wood around. but then I think maybe I just set fire to the whole jungle, which probably wouldn't be a great idea.
That's probably true.
I'm just gonna do my big skeleton hand thing and like swat a bug group.
Okay.
So I do that. Big ghost hand slap, and I got 6. So
the bugs just kind of like part as your hand goes through.
Yeah.
And then Dalton, would you like to slap off some bugs?
I'd love to.
Excellent.
This is obviously a job for a mace. Obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
So I get my mace out. Which is... I'm not going to type in the +4. But I basically get my mace out and I just start swinging it wildly at this cloud of bugs. And imagine that's got a +4 to it. So in other words, rubbish. Turns out it's really hard to hit a cloud of insects with a mace.
Who would have guessed?
Or a ghostly skeletal hand.
Yeah. Brother Malk, would you...
The question is it just as difficult with a short sword?
Or to spin and kick them.
Oh, the kick.
Maybe you should try the broadsword.
Right.
Usually
Hey,
lightning
Rob.
sword.
I mean, these bugs just kind of laughing at you. You can hear little from the swarms as you flail at the swarms of beetles.
We're a bit of a
and bugs.
Mexican standoff here. They can't hit me. I can't hit them. Rubbish.
So,
Hey, Rob, no.
go on. No.
I was gonna say, who was that wrestler with the kendo sticks?
Steve Blackman.
That's the one. Carry on, Chris.
Was that it? That's what you need to know.
Yeah.
Cool. So one of the big coalescing swarms, having seen that icy hand fly in their general direction, essentially they're angry wasps at this point, and they're just like, cool, that's a guy that needs to get stung. And they go after you. Nagash.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's not high enough.
It could well be.
It could well be.
I mean, I'm kind of just wearing robes. Loose
Okay.
robes.
So
they
is
can
it
get-
is it high enough?
Yeah, but is it high enough? That's the actual question.
Yes, it is. It's way
Cool.
high enough.
Excellent. In that case, they are going to do 10 damage.
Hey, Jesus.
That is
Man.
that's,
I start running around because there's bees in my robe.
not the bees, not the bees.
Yeah.
Just don't open your mouth to shout "not the bees" when the bees are like crawling in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did
And,
not enjoy that.
The third swarm is still slapping away at well, I say slapping away, just kind of angrily buzzing at Dalton at this point. Goes to try and sting him, and apparently succeed at stinging Dalton,
No, I don't think so.
because I know what your AC is.
Nah, you don't.
And they do, oh my god, these bees are on it.
What the fuck?
They
Wow.
start gnawing through the chainmail.
Holy shit.
Mighty.
They're like stinging your hands, stinging your face.
What the? Okay, cool. Right. Well, they're gonna get such a macing.
Yeah, it's Nagash's turn.
Okay. It's time to step it up. I'm gonna do Ray of Sickness on these bees. Sickening greenish energy lashes out towards these bees. Oh, okay. Does it hit them? Let's find out. A 17. Hello?
Yeah, that's sorry. I was busy typing. Yeah, that's more than enough to hit some bees.
Okay. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 damage.
Why don't you just type in 2?
Well, because I
So it
have.
adds it together, so I don't have to maths.
What's 2 8s is 16. It's not hard, is it?
No, because it's a
Can't read.
5 and an 8, isn't it?
Well, I can't
It's
read the screen
13.
here.
That's not difficult either.
Haven't got my
know.
glasses. Haven't got my
tired.
glasses on.
And don't forget your +1, your 1d4.
Oh yes. Oh, I always forget the hashtag.
You can do it with / as well.
Cool. So,
It must also make a Constitution saving throw.
okie dokie.
That's pretty
Very
good.
good.
Constitution saving throw 15.
For some bees, yeah.
I assume that has to beat my spell save DC,
Yes.
which it does. So they're not poisoned.
Cool. I mean, they're resisting. I think they resist poison anyway. No, they don't. That's a shame. What is it? So, with the swarm is suitably shrunk with your spell, and the remainder of the swarm kind of go, oh, bugger that, and fly off. No longer taking self-preservation over anger at a torch in their vicinity. There's still two more swarms of angry insects around you, but one of them's just like, nah, we out. And with that, I was about to say Dougal's turn. It is Dalton's turn.
Well, despite the fact that one of these clouds is running away like a filthy coward,
I mean, it just kind of disperses. Like, it's not so much a swarm anymore. It's just kind of a couple of bees.
Yeah, see, bees are actually pretty difficult for me to kill, really, when you think about it, because hard to stab a bee, isn't it, really?
It is, isn't it?
Now, I could consider curing wounds, but that's what's divine favor. Got to hit them first. So really, at this point, I feel like I might as well just... obviously, the mace was the wrong choice. So instead, I'm going to get my longsword
I mean,
back out.
you have got a big flaming torch that,
Nah.
traditionally, insects don't really like fire touching them.
No, I like what you're trying to say there, mate, but actually, I'm going to chop wildly at them with my longsword. So...
All right, yeah, feel free.
So...
I marvel at this.
Oh, I didn't do the hashtag. God damn it.
Just a quick question, Chris.
Just a quick answer.
With regards to my Grim Harvest, would you say I would have killed them in order to reap life energy and regain a couple of hit points back?
I mean, there's a whole lot. You killed a fair few. I think it's got like, and the swarm has a set hit point limit. Yeah, and you didn't kill the whole swarm, but you certainly killed a few. I'll say you can have half of your the health you would have reaped for the full kill.
I would get 3. So
Okay, so I'll give you 2. Half rounding up. There you go. I'll be nice.
okay, thank you. Because I was back down to 6 hit points.
Back to where you started. Okay, so Dalton, you have rolled high enough to hit the swarm of insects with your sword.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Fantastic. Anyway, so that's obviously a D8 plus 2.
So the swarm actually only takes 1.5 damage, or in this case 2, because half plus 1 or half plus. What's it called?
What a waste.
Round up to the nearest.
All right, maybe I'll try a proper attack next time.
I like to feel you sliced through one fly of the swarm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you've kind of like
a bloody good one.
you swung your sword straight through the swarm and managed to take off the wings of one particular bee that's fallen to the ground and is now crawling towards you, angrily trying to sting your foot.
Oh, mate, I've stood on a bee recently. I say that, it was like last summer. Tell you what, barefoot.
That's recent.
Not that recent.
No, tell you what, last Ice Age, right? Quite recent. Yeah, I stood on a bee last summer, and barefoot, and it freaking killed.
The bee.
Yeah, it killed the bee, and it hurt me as well. I was like, ow. Owie, owie. Anyway.
Okay, so you managed to murder one bee.
You know what I've done wrong is I should have got my scroll of pedigree out and put some fine clothes on, and they wouldn't have dared attack me then.
I mean, a rolled up newspaper, that's pretty good at slapping bees.
Fuck.
Brother Malk, please save us from the bees.
Okay, well, draw my short sword.
It's just like we're
I put on my
we're
robe.
intentionally not learning here.
But I stand.
I had to do this with a group last time, with Doug's group last time we played. I had an endless swarm of zombies constantly going at them until they're like, huh, maybe this is a stupid fucking idea. And then, still, Owen managed to kill himself by jumping in a fucking river and drowning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, luckily we're in a jungle, so no river near us right now.
Yeah, thankfully. I think they were in a jungle there as well. I seem to like jungles. Okay, so, please, Brother Malk, do your duty.
Stand in such a way, which may be related to the Crouching Tiger and Dragon film, as I draw my short sword.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Berk.
As to expect a flurry of blade swishing. I spelled wrong about 20 times today.
Why'd you have to type
Magic,
wrong?
you critically hit.
Hang on. I missed the D.
No, no, you don't.
There you go.
You almost critically hit the swarm. Cool. So you slash at a swarm with a sword, do some damage, kill another bee. What did you roll? 3, 2, 3. Ouch. Okay, so again, sort of swinging wildly at the bees. Most of them dodge out of the way because it's pretty hard to hit a bee. Have you ever tried to hit a fly with a sword? Pretty hard.
Well, this is the second time actually. Now you ask of it.
Oh, yeah, you didn't do so well the first time either. The bees dodge out of the way. A few of them, like when you sort of go slap them with the flat of the blade instead of the actual edge, just sort of clink off into the jungle. Like when you get a really good slap on an insect, it goes whee. Yeah. They do that off into different directions.
I then go to do my extra strike and just punch the swarm. Really.
They return by stinging your hand.
For an extra 3.
Cool. So yeah, you punch into the swarm and manage to knock out a bee.
Impressive work, Brother Malk. I see your bee training has come on well.
Bee, leave it.
How many times did you watch Bee Movie to learn these skills? Twice?
Good God.
Has anyone ever
Okay.
seen that film, by the way? Because good lord.
B movie, unfortunately.
Holy
I
fuck.
haven't.
So, the swarm, one of the swarms of bees that's been, nice and dramatically reduced by angry sword flailing and punching, attempts to stab back into Brother Malk in fury and outrage.
Yeah.
Oh my God, these bees are murderous! What is happening? This is the kobolds all over again.
Fuck's sake. We're gonna have to
Oh
run away.
God, please don't kill him.
We're gonna have to run away from bees. We're gonna have to run away from bees.
It's just going to be the three of you running through the jungle going, "Ah!" followed by a big swarm of bees.
Oh, I
I
can't
need to find a
believe.
meme to put that into the YouTube version of this.
Malk.
Yep.
How many hit points were you on?
I was on 12.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine then.
okay.
This is fine.
Fucking bees!
You've done your most damage when you were on 1 hit point. So the fact you got 2 hit points means you can do twice as much damage.
No, it means absolutely shit because I can't channel the rage of the pirates inside. But that's fine.
The rage of the pirates.
He can't quite make it to Hokage levels.
What is your character's backstory? Why are you suddenly some monk, pirate, ninja,
I don't think
fist
it's
fighting champion?
actually to do with, my character's backstory, but more so the cursed hat. But
When did you? When was it established that the hat was cursed?
When was it not established?
When have you ever found a pirate hat which isn't cursed?
I mean, all fedoras are cursed, Rob.
-4 to girlfriend.
Any man
Action.
who wears a fedora is cursed to look a fool. That is certainly true.
With the exception of actual gangsters. And I don't mean gangsters, I mean 1930s American gangsters.
I guess.
And even then, it wasn't really a fedora, it was a trilby.
Yeah. So, in other
Yeah.
words, shut up.
Actually, someone said to me the other day that Indiana Jones's hat is more like an original fedora than the current fedora that people wear.
Ah.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting as well.
Right. Okay. We'll
anyway.
save the hat talk for our hat podcast that happens every Sunday, where we discuss
Hatcast.
different hats. Hatcast.
Not a hat.
Again. Okay. So,
Is it my
I've
turn
still
yet?
I've got another swarm to go, and I don't really want to. I'm going to kill one of you.
We're not going to die to bees, he says, knowing we're about to die to bees.
The angry swarm flails. Oh, thank fuck! At Dalton.
Oh, good. I laugh again. not as confidently this time.
Nagash, please. You got 2 swarms of bees.
Which,
One of them seems a bit
which-
depleted.
Which of you has? Can I? Hang on. I'm gonna do a medical check to visually decide which one of my good friends is more hurt.
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
I mean, right now you're looking at Dalton is kind of sort of going and slapping away at bees. Meanwhile, Jibblewick is essentially punching in. Sorry, Jibblewick. Brother Malk is punching and flailing into a swarm of bees with his face
Nice
so
roll.
swollen that his eyes have closed and his lips look like Kendall Jenner.
But
Well,
damn, does he look good?
Not her lips, just her.
I got a crit, so does that mean?
What, on your medicine check?
Yeah, I can tell everything about them just by looking at.
He's checking our prostate via looking at us.
Yeah, I've got X-ray vision all of a sudden.
He's used his ethereal hand to come and to check your prostate.
Yeah. Okay.
You suddenly feel a cold sensation. Ooh.
So I'm gonna go for Malk's swarm
Okay.
and just do a big old Ric Flair backhand with my ghost hand.
With your ghost dick.
It was a 9 though, so not that
Yeah.
good.
Because they're distracted by Jibblewick, I'll let you have advantage on this one. I say
Yes.
distracted as if you can actually just. Oh,
A 10.
Again, they just kind of like and fly around the hand as it swings through, like wasps are inevitably able to do.
I should have saved that crit for the actual attack rather than the medical check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Dalton, do your stuff.
Dalton is getting more and more annoyed by these little stinging insects which are in his
Fuck.
in his
So
armor,
am I.
in between his chainmail bits, and he's really just considering heading back to town and taking it all out on Jim the Ledger guy.
Just really going to town on him.
Yeah, just like pummeling the shit out of him because he's been stung. Instead, I'm going to light. I'm done with the trying to use my swords against a swarm of bees. I'm gonna light a few more torches. This is all happening while these two are distracted, by the way, and the swarms are looking elsewhere. So what I've done is I've knelt down, I've lit some more torches, I've tied them onto my poleaxe so that I can get more distance, and I'm just going to jab it into the middle of the swarm, hopefully set fire to them. So, how would you like me to roll for that? Obviously a d20.
I'm going to say... you obviously have to choose one of the two main swarms. I'll give you an advantage on it because they'll be, attracted to the light.
Sweet.
And how are we going to do this? I gave you the information for the pole arm last time, right?
Yes, he goes to check.
Yeah. If you just use that damage dice, and I'll figure it out from there.
Oh, so you're saying I'm hitting?
Essentially, you're wafting a big torch essentially through them.
Okay,
and I'm
in
not
that case,
sure there's actually damage for a torch. There might be. I can find out for you.
So in other words, the damage dice is 1d8, and I'm assuming it would be +2. My regular gubbins, perhaps. Or that's whatever. Here's a d8 for you. Oops. Ugh. 2 + 2, 4.
Is that... I gave you advantage. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you need to hit first.
That's what I said. We literally went through this. I said,
yeah, I said, hit it.
Assuming I'm
no, I said hit it, and you get advantage on it.
I'm going to play this back, and you're going to look a fool.
I'm pretty sure I'm not, because I'm pretty sure I said I'm going to give you advantage on hitting. Roll 2d20s, for fuck's sake. Can't believe there's a 2 in there again. Right, so you've hit them, thankfully. Now roll your d8.
Hey!
Lovely. Cool. One of the swarms essentially bursts into flames.
Yeah.
Or I say burst into flames. You shove a big torch in the middle of them, and they all just kind of go... a bit like a load of insects, ironically, hitting Bug Zapper. But
I did it.
More
I'm
fire
the hero.
and less electricity.
I'm the hero we deserve and need and aspire to be.
So, Brother Malk, you can continue flailing wildly with your stung face. There is one swarm left that is rather smaller than when we started this encounter.
When we started this fight at early dusk. Brother Malk?
Brother Malk.
Bro Malk? Bro Malk?
I think we killed him.
Bro Malk, are you dead?
He's been eaten by bees.
Oh, he's...
I am back.
What's your move?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, it totally wasn't here.
Where were you?
Sorry, I am back.
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Were you listening to anything that happened?
No, we had a family friend just leave. Sorry.
I see. Okay, so Dalton has. This is a recap for Malk, not for the rest of the stream. Dalton has murderized a big old swarm of bees with improvised torch. There is one dilapidated and disheveled smaller swarm that's left over that's still stinging at your face.
Actually, you know what? I'm concerned by this whole situation being on 2 HP, which I'm sure you can all appreciate.
Absolutely.
No, I've
so
never been that
I'm
low.
going to use my key to dodge out of the situation and use my bonus movement to just get as far away as possible back the way we came. From
What, back down the circle?
yeah, basically, just to get as far away from range of these bees, given that if I use my key, they won't be able to travel the same amount of distance as I can in one turn.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure they'll be distracted by the tasty chain mail, etc. So consider this me stepping out of the fight and taking a sensible decision.
I mean, they do get an attack of opportunity for stepping out of a fight.
Is that still applicable given that I'm using my new level?
I mean, you'd have, if you wanted to do that sort of thing, you'd have to do a dodge roll, like literally try and dodge their
I'll do that.
opportunity attack.
Is that just D20 or is that with Dex?
It's a D20 plus your Dex. Your Dex skill, anyway.
7.
God fucking damn it!
It's okay. They have to roll against that. So
Yeah, their rolls have been so terrible so far, he says sarcastically, because they've
I
been
know, right?
amazing.
I will find the name of the thing I'm doing. I've completely forgot what it was called.
Hey, the bees have failed. Thank fuck.
I use Step of the Wind and disengage out of the combat and roll away.
Step of the wind, more like step of the fucking wuss.
We got it.
Cool. So it's B o'clock.
Yeah, he can move without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Okay. Did you look that up for me? Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Okay, so they're just going to go and swing at Dalton and miss.
Excellent.
I say swing. They're going to sort of waft around him aggressively.
Well, actually, he can disengage or dash. He can't do both.
Do I not have a bonus action as it is, and that just replaces the original action?
No.
You can use a key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn.
That is your bonus action.
And your jump back distance is doubled for the turn.
I jump away.
Although I guess you could disengage and then move. So
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I jump away.
Or jump away.
Saunter? Have you considered sauntering away?
It's not in the workbook.
Ah, shit.
Okay. Dalton Sebastian Belvedere Grey, would you please finish off these insects? That
Same.
have so far provided a huge amount of difficulty.
Yeah. I'm going to use my
Isn't it-
flaming
didn't-
torch on a poleaxe trick again.
Pretty sure it's my turn. Just say it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's actually true.
My bad.
You're right.
It's because they were attacking Dalton. I got distracted.
Is there a leaf, a dead branch covered in dead leaves or something nearby? A big dead palm frond or something like that.
I mean, you can have a look for one if you want to do a quick investigation check. Because I mean, it's not like you stood in the middle of a jungle, so you're going to be sort of looking around whilst being attacked by bees, looking for a twig.
I had a quick glance around, couldn't see any dead palm fronds.
Yeah, because I mean, we're still at night as well, so
I'm
it's
just
gonna be
gonna
difficult to do that.
try and ghost hand them again. 17.
Yeah, you get them.
How much damage does that do?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I was really talking to myself.
I know.
1d8.
Cool beans.
6.
Don't forget your +1.
Oh yeah, +4.
Well, plus D4 anyway. Or +1 in this case. Haha.
7 damage.
So the final swarm, like, just kind of gets hit by. It's almost like you've sprayed them with a can of Raid. They fall out of the sky. They're tiny little insect souls dispersing to the heavens.
Other
Where they'll-
fly-killing brands are available.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
sponsored.
Sorry, no advertising on this stream.
Well, actually,
Like a can of off-brand bug spray.
their souls actually fly to me. Just saying.
Their souls fly where I fucking say they fly. All right.
Actually,
Oh.
no, they don't because it's a cantrip. Never mind.
What's that?
I can't do that thing with cantrips.
Okay, it has to be spells.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, they fly off towards the sky. The tiny little souls of insects that no one gives a shit about. Bee lives don't matter today.
Hashtag bee lives don't
Yay.
matter.
We've solved your bee puzzle.
Yeah, it took far longer than I was expecting, and they did far more damage than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I didn't read their damage stats when I was looking for something to fight you with. I was like, the challenge rating's not too high. Awesome.
I enjoyed the panther more.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, but I didn't really want to throw, 4 panthers at you.
The bees hurt me. I have 2 health. The panther did not touch me.
Tried to.
The panther died in 1 hit.
The panther exploded.
I suppose
Unfortunately, I used my big damage one on the panther.
I should probably heal old Jibblewick, really, shouldn't I? Old Malk, shouldn't I?
Jibblewick, you go first. Brother Malk, you go first.
Because he's a bit of a wuss on 2 HP.
Apparently.
So
I'm quite the wimp.
I boost him 5 hit points from my reservoir of super awesome handsome power, taking him to a whopping 7 HP.
Cool.
And for
Yes!
myself, sorry, I'm doing a healing thing at the moment. Unless we're not gonna rest, are we, guys? We're cracking on. Don't make me waste my heals.
I mean, let's sort out the situation that you're in right now. So the 3 of you are essentially stood on a little track that you found, surrounded by open expanse of jungle. It's the middle of the night.
Bee
And-
corpses.
Yeah, you're surrounded by bee corpses.
Flaming bee corpses.
Some of them flaming, some of them just, dead.
Broiled.
A few of them trapped in spider webs off in the distance where Malk flicked them away. And you're all kind of suffering from being fucking stung as much as you have been. Especially Brother Malk, who literally can't see. Stung so much in the face, his eyes have closed up. There is an empty village to go back to. There's an empty village. There's the mine with its lockable doors. There's the town. There's many options for.
Well, we're not going to get back to the town before night end,
No, that's true.
so that would be foolish.
Having been around the path a few times, you are aware that the village is pretty much now within easy walking distance. It's an hour away, if that.
An hour?
Yeah.
What time is it? Is it midnight? 1 a.m.?
25 to 10.
It's 25 to 10. It's
It shouldn't be that dark then. Pretty sunny out.
sunset was relatively recently, so you're probably looking at about 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Not that you can be particularly accurate.
Okay, boys. God, those bees, eh? Quite shocking.
Yes.
I can't see.
It's getting late. We should head back to the village. Lay low, rest up. Have a roof over our heads. Who knows? Maybe some kobold bad member jammers will come back and we can dish out some damage. If not, we can reassess in the morning. Maybe head back to town, get our gold. 150 coins for clearing out that cave. The mine. Also, I can finally complete my quest of sweet, sweet revenge on Jim the Ledger guy. Fuck Jim the Ledger guy. I muttered
What
to
revenge
myself.
do you need on Jim the Ledger guy?
He attempted to intimidate me when I stood off a boat, and he will be met by full vengeance.
I mean, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm pretty sure he can take you.
Pretty sure he can't.
You'd be surprised.
Plus, the mine was full of sweet, sweet booty.
It was indeed. You have been carrying around pretty much a sack full of gold ore the last, day and a half.
Did I? I thought we left it there.
Dalton picks him up.
Yeah, I picked up a few bits of. This is the quote I have on my notes. A few bits of gold to either throw. I should do that. Should have lobbed some at the bees, or to sell later.
Yeah!
Fucking bees.
I think we should try and buy the deed to this mine
Okay.
and have a
Care to go further on that?
This is just going to be business
have
role play.
then get some slaves to mine it for us,
Right.
and then we don't have to adventure anymore because we'll be sorted.
Just hang
You've
out
solved
in
my
a salty
campaign.
snag.
And that's the end of the campaign. That's the end of the series. Thanks for listening. We're gonna go into business as slave owners, apparently.
Not like human slaves.
I mean, it just makes sense, really, when you think about it.
Bee slave
Bee
masters.
slaves. Mine these mines, bees. Come on.
Stop stinging me! I'm your master.
Let's head back to the village and chill.
Cool.
Dun, 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 dun,
So you return. Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
Let's not. On second thought, let's not go there. It is a silly place. So you return to the village, and it's still pretty empty.
Full of
Really full of
bees.
dead kobolds. Yeah, there's 8 swarms of bees. There's 8 swarms in every single hut.
Ah, shit.
You've stumbled across the Bee Haven, or Bee Varna as it's called.
Oh, sounds like an awful tribute act to Nirvana.
A tribute act to Nirvana. There's just 4 bees. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Nope, that's Seven Nation Army. But whatever.
You were just going buzz, 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 which is the bad
I
sound
stopped
effects
myself before I went
from
on
Civilization.
to Seven Nation Army.
Buzz, buzz, buzz. Whenever someone gets killed. All right.
Anyway,
Malk,
I'm
so
gonna go-
take first watch.
I'm gonna go sleep on that pile of corpses.
rejuvenating.
I'm not going to sleep on a pile of corpses.
I mean, there is the barracks with, beds.
I'm going to go to the barracks and sleep on a bed.
How many beds are at the barracks?
Well, I mean, it's a barracks.
One.
How many beds are at the barracks?
There tends to be enough for more than one person. Unless, I don't know, you plan on getting jiggy with it.
One king size. They must all share.
I also go to the barracks to seek a bed.
There were 6 kobolds in the bed, and the little one said, "Fuck off, it's my stream."
I take Malk to be so we walk into the barracks and I imagine there's a minimum of 10 bunk beds in a room, and
much,
then
yeah.
probably some more in a different room. So I go over to the one and I lay down on the bottom bunk. I reckon Malk is the sort of person that instead of going to his own bunk bed, perhaps on the other side of the room, he would insist on being top
I know
bunk.
exactly what you mean.
He'd be right above me the entire time, making weird noises.
Bouncing and, making the bed bob.
Yeah. And I'd
bend
be trying
in the
to, I'd be
middle.
trying to sleep, and he'd be asking me really weird questions, like, "Oh,
Do you think fish breathe air?
have you ever kissed a girl?" And I'd be like, "Shut up, brother Malk."
What do you think girls wear under their shirts?
Yeah.
What do you really think of my hat? And
Okay.
no, to his surprise, I go to a separate room and getting a separate bread.
Getting a separate bread. Oh, okay.
He's found
All over
rations.
COVID. You, as you lie down, you realise that obviously these beds were made for kobolds, and not just your feet hang over the edge, but like up to your knees.
That's
Are there
fine.
still bees in the surroundings?
I feel position.
As Brother Malk, as you pull the covers, you discover a mattress of bees. Fucking bees. Okay. So, I'm assuming you're going to have a long rest. Would we also like to take a break? To gather beverages,
I
have toilets.
shoot at 10, so
It's got 15 minutes, so we'll keep going for an extra 15. That's cool.
Yeah, let's just
That's
take
cool.
a in-game break rather than a rest in-game
Yeah,
rather than a...
That's cool.
I would like to take this opportunity to have a look at my poleaxe, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I
So
will...
I would like you to...
damn it, Dalton, keep it down. I'm trying to sleep.
He's just sat there rubbing off his poleaxe.
Yep. Ugh.
And then he got his poleaxe out.
Ignore that 5. Ignore it. I didn't roll that. That was a fake roll. Test
I
roll.
mean, as you've got time and, you know... Okay, cool. So, I'd now... The first one was fine.
That one, I want that one. That was the one I'm sticking on. 16.
I mean, literally the second one was fine, but whatever.
Oh, fine. Never mind. 13.
Fucking idiot. So, could you roll a d4 for me, please?
Ah.
Okay. So, after some investigation, you realise that there is a mechanism. I'll go over the general description of the poleaxe again for the people who weren't here last time.
Slash me.
The weapon you're carrying... Say again? Oh, and you as well.
Yes.
The weapon looks like a large-headed axe. The blade is far larger than a regular axe head, and nearly 2 feet in length. It's also hafted twice, so there's an eye at the top, and then it folds back around and attaches to the haft a bit further down. The haft itself is quite short for a polearm, only being a few feet long, and the weapon seems to rely on the weight of the blade rather than the length of the pole to deal its damage. You notice that between the two hafted areas, between the two eyes of the weapon's head, that there is a strange mechanism. At one end of it is, well, the mechanism is like, you know, a mechanism. You haven't discovered what it does yet. But it's quite an expansion on the handle. It's quite a lot wider than the handle, and seems to run up through the eye, the topmost eye of the weapon, out the top of it. What were you saying? What were you going to say? You sound like you're going to say something.
No. I was just doing a noise of intrigue. That was
Okay.
a noise of intrigue. Okay. So
with as you've done your investigation, essentially that D4 is it correlates to my notes on what you've discovered.
perfect. So I know there's a mechanism.
Yeah. So after you investigate, you realise that that part of the mechanism, when you essentially like you're pouring around it, and you accidentally flick a switch, and it opens a small hole in the haft where the top up in the topmost area, and it reveals a tube that runs along the inside of the haft up in the topmost that mechanismed area, in the widened area that runs all the way to the very top of the weapon. That is all you discover.
That's all I know for now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So whatever the mechanism is, essentially a hollow tube.
I
Okey-dokey.
consider making a batch of gravy and pouring it into the tube.
I would recommend against it.
I decide against it.
Excellent. Okay, so
Excellent.
does anyone else want to do anything whilst they're having their long rest? I'm assuming you're all going to be casually sleeping, or in, Nagash's case, casually
Dry
swimming in
humping.
corpses.
Dry humping corpses.
And yeah, dry humping. Maybe nibbling a bit as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Could I just
A little bit of light probing. Yes, necrophiliac?
just like make one more sort of, maybe I notice something new by being there. I don't know,
Yeah, if you'd like to.
or perhaps not.
You attempt to notice something new.
Yeah,
In the pile of corpses, or just around it?
just like in that building.
Okay. So as you prepare yourself to bed, you go on a bit of a constitutional walk around the building. Just sort of, going through rooms and having a look here and a look there. Obviously the place is abandoned, so you're pretty sure it's safe.
Although there's a
It's
faint
not a lot of
buzzing.
say again?
There's a faint
you hear
buzzing.
a faint buzzing as the bees come. This is going to be the joke of the series, isn't it? Every single episode. I'm going to have to put a swarm of bees in every single street now.
Oh, please don't.
Every single time we
Please.
play, there's at
No.
least one swarm of bees.
No.
For the love of God. Kobolds being commanded by bees. That's not bad, actually. I might write that down.
Don't write that down. That's terrible. No. Pass. Veto.
Okay, so you've been going around the building, and you come across little sacks full of those little kobold coins that you discovered way back in episode 1 or 2. Same markings as before, and more or less they almost look identical essentially. So you definitely know their currency. And as you sort of prepare for bed and really get down to it, you hollow out a little nest for yourself in the corpses. You find a hard spot, and that's not fun. So you try to dig it out, and you find a kobold that appears to be encased in a similar sort of armor to the 2 armored kobolds you fought earlier on in the day.
Carbonite.
Yeah, carbonite frozen fucking kobold.
Oh, well, this is a turn up for the books.
Also dead. I will point that out. It's not a live one,
Wait,
just
what was he
hiding in a
actually
pile of
encased
corpses.
in?
He's wearing similar armor to the armored
I
kobolds you
see.
found before.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's it. That's all you're getting from me.
Okay.
What do you want from me? You rolled a 14, not a 20.
True.
Are there any? I mean, I know I'm not there, but are there any telling marks of what happened to this one on its armor, or anything?
Yeah.
Um,
I do a telling marks investigation. I've got a 9 though, so
I mean, it essentially he looks more or less like the rest of them, just a bit bigger, a bit more muscular, and they've all pretty much been either had their throat slit or just been butchered essentially.
So he could have. If this one's on his own, right? So he's probably having a ganders around, or on watch in some way, or doing a check, and then the other ones came in and mugged them all off.
Perhaps.
Unfortunate for him.
well, fast. What do you call it in Skyrim when you make the time
Fast
go
travel.
forward? But that's not really fast travel.
Oh, faster, or just have a rest.
Yeah. I do that.
I nap.
You mean that thing that everyone was doing anyway?
Yeah, I know, but
Okay.
I was just meant I'm finished doing
done.
stuff.
Cool. Okay. Jibblewick. Oh, sorry, Brother Malk. Apart from your, fondling yourself in bed, are you going to do anything whilst you have your rest, or?
Nah.
Nah. Cool.
Just gonna
So-
rest.
I mean, at this point, it's practically 10, so you all drift off into dreamland, and
Indeed.
will the heroes awake in the morning find
Will they
themselves
ever
covered in
wake
bees?
Bloody,
Will they ever see the light of day again?
bloody
Find out
bees
next week
everywhere.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Bloody bees everywhere. That's the problem. Bees.
I mean, you're in a jungle. There's plenty of insects.
Well.
Kind of one of the selling points being in the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
We got swarms of bees.
All right, cool. Let's do a quick recap of what we achieved in this stream. Nothing. Good.
Well, I mean, yeah, nothing. You fought some bees and a panther.
I did
So-
decimate that panther though. So.
We've discovered that Doug can fucking wreck a panther.
Yeah. So that was good. Okay, no worries. We'll be back next week at some point. We'll talk about that off stream when we're going to be back, and we'll hopefully achieve something, and maybe I'll finally get my sweet revenge on Jim, the bastard ledger guy. Thanks for watching. Gigglinks, thanks for following as well. I'm not sure if you're still there already, but thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, good stuff, guys. We'll do this again soon.